ghost planet?
I suggest no supernatural explanation, Captain. I merely point out that the facts do not fit any known categories of planets.
Mr. Spock, are you all right?
Yes, I believe no permanent damage was done.
What happened?
The occipital area of my head seems to have impacted with the arm of the chair.
No, Mr. Spock, I'm in a flash. We've been knocked 1,000 light years away from where we were.
990.7 light years to be exact, Lieutenant.
But that's not possible. Nothing can do that.
Mr. Scott, since we are here, your statement is not only illogical, but also unworthy of refutation.
What you're saying is that the planet didn't blow up, and the captain and the others are still alive.
Please, Mr. Scott, restrain your leaps of illogic. I have said nothing. I was merely speculating. Can you give me warp 8?
Aye, sir. And maybe a wee bit more. I'll sit on the warp engines myself and nurse them.
That position, Mr. Scott, would not only be unavailing, but also undignified.
Our estimated time of arrival is 11 1/2 solar hours.
11.337 hours, Lieutenant. I wish you would be more precise.
I know it doesn't make sense. Instrumentation reads correct, but the feel is wrong. It's something I can't quite put into words.
That is obvious, Mr. Scott. I suggest you avoid emotionalism and simply keep your instruments correct. Spock out.
But as to the cause, well, your guess is as good as mine.
My guess, Doctor, would be valueless. I suggest we refrain from guessing and find some facts. Spock out.
What are the chances of the captain and the others being alive?
Lieutenant, we are not engaged in gambling. We are proceeding in the only logical way to return to the place they were last seen and factually ascertain whether or not they still live.
There's no way to get at them. We should reach maximum overload in about 15 minutes.
I would calculate 14.87 minutes, Mr. Scott. Interesting.
I find nothing interesting in the fact that we're about to blow up.
No. But the method is fascinating. You spoke of the feel of the ship being wrong.
Aye. It was an emotional statement. I don't expect you to understand it.
I note it, Mr. Scott, without necessarily understanding it. I propose...
So close to the flow now, and it feels like ants crawling all over my body.
Mr. Scott, I suggest you refrain from any further subjective descriptions. You now have 10 minutes and 19 seconds in which to perform...
Safety control will not hold more than 2 seconds if I rupture the field.
I am aware of these facts. Please get on with the job. Mr. Scott, you have accomplished your task.
You immediately say thank you.
For what purpose, Mr. Scott? What is it in you humans that requires an overwhelming display of emotion in a situation such as this? 2 men pursue the only reasonable course of action indicated, and yet you feel that something else is necessary.